Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Mindy here. I focus on all things fragrance. I consider myself a gourmandie, but I explore all genres of fragrance, and I've noticed, like many of you fragrance enthusiasts, that my tastes and preferences have evolved over time. This has been a really fun hobby for me to learn a lot about fragrance, study notes, study accords, read forums, all of that. I wanted to share my enthusiasm with you. Today I'm going to talk about the new, highly anticipated release of Delina La Rosée by Parfums de Marly. I wanted to first talk a little bit about the original Delina as well as the Delina Exclusif, so you could get a sense for my preferences and which I prefer more. I'm going to talk a little bit about Delina and Delina Exclusif first, and then I'll dive into Delina La Rosée. As you know, these were all released under the House of Parfums de Marly, and the perfumer is Quentin Biche. Quentin Biche also developed Chloe Nomad and a couple of the flankers, both of the Angel Muses, as well as the labels. So he developed the original label as well as the newly released, highly anticipated label Les Parfums. So without any further ado, let's talk about Delina. And I start with Delina because this is my favorite of all of the Parfums de Marly scents at this point, and it's just a spectacular scent. What I get from this is some tartness initially from the rhubarb. It's very tart. It's sweet, but it dries down to a fruity, sweet, fresh scent, perfect for the summer. I think a lot of people would consider this a masterpiece. It really is a spectacular scent, and I absolutely love the composition in this scent. In my opinion, this would be very much a crowd pleaser across the board, and in fact, I wear quite frequently in the summer Lady Diana. If you may not know, Lady Diana is from the House of Alexandria Fragrances, and it is a dupe of the original Delina. I love this scent. I wear it often in the summer. In fact, this is my second bottle of this fragrance. This makes me feel flirty, it makes me feel girly, it makes me feel fun, and I just think it's an easy to wear scent. This could easily be someone's signature scent, though it is a lot. It's a lot. It has a very strong, it has a very noticeable scent, and this might not be one that everyone will like to wear every day. I personally like to switch up my fragrances frequently, and so I wear this quite frequently in the summer, but I also change it up quite a bit. Lady Diana is an affordable clone of the original Delina by the House of Parfums de Marly, and many of you know that Delina is a very expensive scent, and this is an excellent affordable option. When I do a side-by-side comparison of the two, truly I don't think that I could pick up the difference. It's not noticeable to me, but I would say that this definitely comes off maybe a little bit heavier, a little bit more incensey, a little bit stronger, a little bit more deep at the beginning when you initially spray, but they dry down to what I feel like is almost the same exact scent. My understanding is that Alexandria Fragrance is a sister house of the Be Layered house, so Lady Diana is very similar to First Kiss by Be Layered. When I started having a lot of fun with my fragrance hobby, it was back in December of 2019. I had picked up this scent pretty close after that, as the Delina hype was really heating up, and I wanted to sort of get a feel for what the scent would be without paying the nearly $300 that Delina costs. And this was also one of the first scents that I got complimented on, and it was a compliment that I was not expecting in a room with colleagues. And so this is one that is very noticeable. It stands out, just like Delina itself. It's a phenomenal scent, and I absolutely love it for the summer months. So I also wanted to touch on the Delina Exclusif as well, and I have a sample for this also. Delina Exclusif is also very much a crowd-pleasing scent in my opinion. I really enjoy this scent, though I do prefer the original Delina. So the composition of Delina Exclusif also includes a little bit more incense to my nose, but it also has the added note of oud. You can definitely pick up those woody notes in this scent, and they're beautiful. And while this isn't the one that I gravitate towards the most, I wear it from time to time, I do think this is very much a crowd-pleasing scent that would get a lot of people compliments. It would be very noticeable and very, very enjoyable. This comes in a close second to the original Delina for me. Delina Exclusif is a beautiful scent, and I think this is interesting. I think about this sort of like if you're an angel versus an alien person. I'm an angel person at this point in time. It seems like you're a Delina or a Delina Exclusif person, at least up until this point. So I fall in the Delina camp at this point in time, but I can absolutely appreciate and enjoy the scent of Delina Exclusif. Really, I think Quentin Biche, the perfumer for both of these scents, did a phenomenal job with the composition. It's truly a crowd-pleasing scent, a beautiful scent that I think you can't go wrong with. Okay, so now I'm ready to dive into Delina La Rosée. And I have the sample here, and I'm gonna spray it on my test strip, but I also have it on my hand. I've been wearing this for 3 days in a row, so I've gotten a sense of what the scent is to me, and I've sort of developed an opinion over time. The first thing I notice about Delina La Rosée is that you immediately get that original DNA for Delina in this scent. It's very much there, it's very much noticeable, and I think most people would pick up on it. But this scent does take a little bit of a different direction for me. What I notice here is that there is a little bit of an aquatic accord in here. I also pick up on a little bit more freshness, and I think that explains why the bottle is more presented in a way that might be more perceived summery or springtime. It seems to be more of a fresh, summery scent, in my opinion. Like the other Delinas, I do think this would be very much a crowd-pleasing scent, but I'll have to say this had to grow on me. And while that's the case with many of the scents that I have, for example, Jean Paul Gaultier La Belle, that had to grow on me, Fancy had to grow on me, and I have a series of other fragrances that were not love at first sniff. This one I loved at the initial blast. I got so much of that original Delina DNA, but it dried down on my skin and I kept sniffing it, and it was not a love for me the first day. I didn't particularly love it. I felt as though I was picking up something that seemed to be screechy on my skin, but still enjoyable. I tried to dissect the notes and try to understand what that screechy element was that I was picking up on, and I believe it to be either the watery notes or maybe the slightly heavier floral component of this composition. Generally speaking, the notes for Delina and Delina La Rosée look very similar. So at the top you get lychee, rhubarb, bergamot, nutmeg in the original, and in La Rosée you get pear, lychee, and bergamot. Yeah, I actually had to check to just make sure, but you get pear, lychee, and bergamot in the Delina La Rosée. So slightly different in the top note composition. Potentially it's that pear that caused me to pause for a moment, or potentially the watery notes. So in the mid, there's Turkish rose, peony, musk, petalia, and vanilla in the original Delina. In the Delina La Rosée, there's Turkish rose, watery notes, peony, and floral notes. So very much aligned, but I do get a little bit more of that floral component in this note. At least I sense it. And that makes sense. If it's called Delina La Rosée, that tells you that that floral component might be a little bit stronger in this scent. And then in the base, the original Delina has cashmeran, cedar, Haitian vetiver, and incense, whereas the new Delina La Rosée has white musk, Haitian vetiver, and woody notes. So the notes are very similar in nature, but there was something on this scent that I was picking up that I didn't absolutely love. So I will say after a couple days of wear, I'm on day 3 now, and I have it on my hand, I got it sprayed here. I do like the scent. I'm really enjoying it a whole lot more than I first did, and I think potentially I had to have my nose acclimate to the scent. It was different to my nose than the original. And again, my preferences seem to be continuously evolving. So while this was not love at first sniff, it's a very strong like for me. I don't think that I would move forward and buy a full bottle. This scent is not enough in the affordable category to take that risk while it's just a strong like to me. I think if it were a love, I would make that jump and go buy the bottle. And that's another thing to say about all of these scents. The bottles are absolutely stunning. And when I spoke about the original Delina, I had mentioned that I bought Lady Diana. This is my second bottle. I love this scent. I do wear it often. I do think when this is gone, I might make that next step and buy the original Delina. We'll see. I don't know if that $290 price point is worthy of it right now for me, since there are other scents that are so close. But I will say that Delina is unique, it's special, and there's something to having that bottle in your collection. So we'll see how that plays out. If you guys know of any discount sites, I know it's not on FragranceNet anymore, not the full bottle. There's other options though, but the full bottle is not on FragranceNet, which seems to be the place that I trust the most. Let me know if you, in the comments section below, if you've been able to find Delina at other discount sites where you know that it was authentic. That's been a challenge for me. I've learned the hard way to make sure when I buy my Chanels, it's from an authentic website. That was a lesson learned for me, not a fun one to learn. There are a lot of phony baloney Chanel scents floating around out there, so make sure if you buy a Chanel, potentially Delina as well, make sure you're buying those from a reputable seller and that they're authentic. So thanks for watching my video. I'm an enthusiast for all things Delina, just a fabulous composition, a spectacular scent profile. I'm excited to see what Quentin Biche comes up with in the future because these really are crowd-pleasing, lovely, wonderful scents. I don't think that most people would go wrong with Delina La Rosée. It really is a nice scent. And one more thing, if you like Dolce & Gabbana La Imperatrice 3, I think you might like this as well. This has sort of that aquatic accord. They are not the same scent. They don't smell similar. It's just a similar vibe to me, whereas this smells sort of shampoo-y to me. I think if you liked this, this would be in the same vein of that aquatic scent, that fresh, sort of fruity scent that you might enjoy in the summer. So both enjoyable scents. Very excited to see what Parfums de Marly comes out with in the future. Thanks for watching. Until next time, see you soon.